suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground.
I heard quite a lot of gunfire that sounded like gunfire of maybe 10, 20 shots.
Terror in London tonight. CBS News reports one person is dead, and London Ambulance Service says 20 people have been taken to hospitals following 2 terrorist incidents in London. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. London is on high alert tonight following the attacks at the London Bridge and the Borough Market. This comes just 2 weeks after a suicide bomber killed 19 concert goers outside an Ariana Grande show. We have team coverage on the attack tonight. We want to begin with Wendy Gillette, who is following the latest for us.
Heavily armed police went block by block, clearing streets, nearly an hour after witnesses say a white van jumped a curb and slammed into pedestrians on London Bridge.
2 armed marked police behind the X5, black X5. Well, get back.
Police are also investigating stabbings at nearby Borough Market, a popular tourist attraction lined with restaurants and pubs.
I just saw suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground, and there was a taxi driver who had his sort of window down. He was really shouting at people to run.
Authorities say both attacks were acts of terror. Social media exploded with eyewitness accounts from London Bridge. In a video posted on Twitter, police are heard telling patrons in a nearby bar to get down. Another video shows police evacuating London Bridge Station. Police also used a double-decker bus to block access to the popular British landmark. The incident comes nearly 2 weeks after 22 people were killed at an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, and more than 2 months after a vehicle slammed into a crowd of people on Westminster Bridge. 4 people were killed in that attack and dozens more injured. Police believe both incidents were terror-related. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
And as we mentioned, attacks from radical groups are becoming more common, and the UK has been a major target over the past few months. Now, one former Buffalo FBI agent says now the goal for leaders is to minimize harm with future attacks. News 4's Rachel Monjovi continues our team coverage tonight. She joins us with more details from the newsroom. Rachel?
Well, Marissa, Peter Ahern, who now consults in the private sector but used to run the Buffalo FBI office, says for terrorist groups, everything is a weapon. As details about what happened in London became clearer tonight, police and investigators will use every means to find out who is responsible. He says radical groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS are encouraging their followers to use any means to create the most damage possible. That includes using cars or trucks as weapons. But Ahern says it's impossible to completely secure large crowds of people at major tourist attractions or venues.
People want an answer. Why can't we stop this? And the bottom line is, I don't dance around it anymore. You can't stop these things. The only thing you can do is try to minimize them and hope. In this case, it seemed like it was later in the evening, but, you can only hope to minimize and handle it quickly when these things happen. But you can't have troops on the street, one person with a weapon every 2 feet. It's just not going to happen.
Agents will now study security footage and recordings from witnesses to try and stop something like this from happening again. 7 students from UB are studying in the UK and are supposed to return next week. UB officials have reached out to see if those students are okay, but are waiting to hear back. Reporting live, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 10.
Rachel, thank you. Meanwhile, tonight, President Donald Trump is weighing in on the terror attack. He tweeted earlier this evening saying, quoting here, "We need to be smart, vigilant, and tough. We need the courts to give us back our rights. We need the travel ban as an extra level of safety." He went on to say, quoting here, "Whatever the United States can do to help out in London and the UK, we will be there. We are with you. God bless." We will, of course, continue to be following this developing story throughout the evening. We have the latest updates on News 4 at 11 over on Channel 4. You can also find more information on our website, WIVB.com. Well, back here at home tonight, we are working to learn more information about an incident at MLK Park involving a large crowd of people. Our photographer on the scene tonight captured several Buffalo police officers investigating. We've reached out to police to find out why they were called to the park. We will let you know as soon as police release more information. We now know the name of the bicyclist who died in a crash in Amherst. This happened yesterday afternoon. Police say 46-year-old Keith Nowak from Depew was riding his bike on North French Road when he was hit by a car. He suffered multiple injuries from the crash and died at the scene. Police say they know who was driving the car but have not filed any charges. The crash is still under investigation, and now police are asking anyone with any information about what happened here to give them a call at 689-1311. Turning now to your forewarned forecast this Saturday night. It is a quiet evening across western New York. We're coming to the end of a beautiful day. Some unsettling weather is on the way. Meteorologist Andrew Baglini has the details for us. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Marissa. I wish I could tell you about a day just like today. It was fantastic, and I hope you got outside at some point to enjoy it, because the next few days, very unsettled, and that starts with tomorrow. Now, it's not going to be a total washout. If you have any outdoor plans in the afternoon, don't cancel them quite yet. But as far as today was, gorgeous, but still below average, believe it or not. 69 degrees in Buffalo was our daytime high. We should be at 72, so we were close, but still a little bit below average, though the sunshine and the lack of a breeze really had things feeling quite toasty at times. Here's a look at temperatures outside right now. Not too bad. Still feeling like June right now. Low 60s for your 10 o'clock temperatures in the metro, some mid-50s in the southern tier, and cooling off into the 40s around Pennsylvania into the valleys. Virtually no wind. It's a very calm night out there, but we do have changes on the way, so let's get into it. Mainly clear skies the rest of tonight. But what we're keeping a very close eye on is this developing disturbance crossing the Great Lakes region with a lot of rain and some potentially strong thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center has much of our viewing area under a slight risk for severe weather. We're not anticipating a severe weather outbreak, but some thunderstorms isolated could get out of hand tomorrow with maybe some damaging wind gusts and torrential downpours as they move through. Quick timeout with the hour-by-hour forecast. Clouds will increase overnight. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, a few showers showing up on the radar, but especially mid-morning and into the early afternoon is when the heaviest of the rain and some stronger thunderstorms move through. But we will have extended periods of rain-free time getting into tomorrow afternoon. Now, coming up in your full forewarned forecast, we'll talk more about that Sunday, and I'll show you that full 7-day, what you can expect for the upcoming week.
The Niagara Falls Air Reserve is marking a major milestone tonight. The former 914th Airlift Wing will now serve as the 914th Air Refueling Wing. Over the years, there's been concern about the air station closing and struggling to find new missions. Now it will serve as a main refueling station. KC-135 jets will be able to now provide fuel to other jets as well. This has been a project in the works since 2012.
There's an unquenchable thirst for fuel in the air. Everything that flies gets refueled in the air. So it's a very important mission, something that we see will grow here in Niagara.
There's a lot of history here. The 914th Airlift Wing can be traced back to flying missions during World War II. We have much more on the way tonight for you at 10, including a blast from the past, how some of Buffalo's best stories are being tucked away for future generations. And practice makes perfect, the two organizations teaming up to help protect youth football players on the field.